right, let's jump right into something crucial that so many people overlook: happiness. So often people walk around with this misconception that happiness is something they can stumble upon, like a lucky find or something that's just handed to them. They believe that once they have the right job, the perfect relationship, or the next big achievement, happiness will finally arrive. But that's just not how it works. Happiness isn't found in circumstances. It's not about what you have or where you are. Happiness, my friends, is a choice you make every single day. Now, I know some of you are thinking, wait, Tony, it's not that easy. Life throws curveballs, stuff happens. And you're right. Life does throw curveballs, and sometimes those curveballs can feel like they're coming at 100 miles an hour. But here's the thing, no matter what life throws your way, you still have control over your response. You still get to decide how you feel about it. Think about it like this. You could have a day full of stress, deadlines, and challenges. Or maybe something unexpected happens, something out of your control. Most people will respond by getting frustrated, stressed out, or maybe even defeated. Yes, but what if in that exact moment you chose something different? What if you decided, no, I'm not going to let this define my state. I'm going to find a way to focus on the positives, to find the opportunity here, to appreciate what I have rather than what I lack. You see, happiness is not about avoiding problems. It's about training your mind to stay focused on what matters, on the good that's already around you. It's choosing gratitude over frustration, resilience over defeat, and finding joy in the journey itself. When you understand this, you take control of your emotions rather than letting your emotions control you. Now, the way you do this is through conditioning. Just like you train your muscles in the gym, you've got to train your mind to choose happiness every day. And you can do it through small, consistent steps. Every morning, start with gratitude, genuine gratitude. I'm not talking about a quick list, I'm talking about feeling it, letting it fill you up. Focus on the good things, the things that make you feel alive. And when you do this every day, you're conditioning your brain to search for the positives, to find what's working, to focus on abundance. Because you have a choice right here, right now, to live in a beautiful state. It's up to you. Life will always be unpredictable. Things will never go exactly as planned, but you can choose to find the beauty in the chaos. Happiness is not something you wait for. It's something you create. Yes, Tony Robbins is a well-known motivational speaker, author, and life coach recognized for his high-energy seminars and personal development programs. He's the author of bestsellers like Awaken the Giant Within and Limited Power, and has worked with millions of people worldwide, including celebrities, CEOs, and even US presidents. Robbins' teachings focus on mindset, emotional mastery, business strategies, and financial freedom. His Unleash the Power Within seminars and Date with Destiny. The events are popular for their dynamic atmosphere and transformational exercises where he helps attendees break through limitations and take control of their lives. He's known for blending psychology with actionable strategies to inspire people toward personal and professional growth. All right, let's jump right into something crucial that so many people overlook: happiness. So often people walk around with this misconception that happiness is something they can stumble upon, like a lucky find or something that's just handed to them. They believe that once they have the right job, the perfect relationship, or the next big achievement, happiness will finally arrive. But that's just not how it works. Happiness isn't found in circumstances. It's not about what you have or where you are. Happiness, my friends, is a choice you make every single day. Now, I know some of you are thinking, wait, Tony, it's not that easy. Life throws curveballs, stuff happens. And you're right. Life does throw curveballs, and sometimes those curveballs can feel like they're coming at 100 miles an hour. But here's the thing, no matter what life throws your way, you still have control over your response. You still get to decide how you feel about it. Think about it like this. You could have a day full of stress, deadlines, and challenges. Or maybe something unexpected happens, something out of your control. Most people would respond by getting frustrated, stressed out, or maybe even defeated. But what if in that exact moment you chose something different? What if you decided, no, I'm not going to let this define my state. I'm going to find a way to focus on the positives, to find the opportunity here, to appreciate what I have rather than what I lack. You see, happiness is not about avoiding problems. It's about training your mind to stay focused on what matters, on the good that's already around you. It's choosing gratitude over frustration, resilience over defeat, and finding joy in the journey itself. When you understand this, you take control of your emotions rather than letting your emotions control you. Now, the way you do this is through conditioning. Just like you train your muscles in the gym, you've got to train your mind to choose happiness every day. And you can do it through small, consistent steps. If every morning start with gratitude, genuine gratitude, I'm not talking about a quick list, I'm talking about feeling it, letting it fill you up. Focus on the good things, the things that make you feel alive. And when you do this every day, you're conditioning your brain to search for the positives, to find what's working, to focus on abundance. If you have a choice right here, right now, to live in a beautiful state, it's up to you. Life will always be unpredictable. Things will never go exactly as planned, but you can choose to find the beauty in the chaos. Happiness is not something you wait for, it's something you create. Happiness is a choice, not a circumstance. Happiness isn't tied to external achievements, relationships, or material gains. It's a conscious decision you make daily, regardless of your circumstances. Response over reaction. No matter what life throws at you, you control your response. Choosing a positive response instead of frustration or defeat puts you in charge of your emotional state. Focus on positivity instead of focusing on challenges and setbacks. Shift your mindset to appreciate the positives and see opportunities even in difficult situations. Embrace gratitude. Practicing genuine gratitude every day helps you focus on the good around you, which strengthens your ability to choose happiness consistently. In conditioning the mind, just like training muscles in the gym, happiness requires mental conditioning. Daily practices like gratitude help your mind focus on abundance and joy. Live in a beautiful state. Life is unpredictable, but by choosing happiness daily, you create a beautiful state regardless of circumstances, finding beauty even in chaos. Happiness is something so many people strive for, yet often it feels elusive, like something that only a few lucky people experience. We're often taught to believe that happiness comes from the things we can attain: a successful career, a loving relationship, a beautiful home, or even a certain amount of wealth. But here's the reality that gets overlooked. Happiness is not dependent on any of those things. Happiness isn't a destination to reach or a prize that's awarded once you accomplish certain goals. Rather, it's a conscious choice, a choice you have to make each and every day, regardless of your situation or circumstances. When you think about it, our culture reinforces the idea that happiness is found outside ourselves. Advertisements, social media, even well-meaning advice from friends and family often imply that happiness is something to be chased, something that can be earned or achieved if we're willing to work hard enough, look the right way, or achieve the next big thing. The problem with this mindset is that it leaves you constantly chasing happiness instead of creating it within yourself. And as long as you believe happiness comes from outside yourself, you're giving away your power to be happy in the here and now. Let's break down what it means to say happiness is a choice. Imagine waking up every morning and instead of waiting for the world to give you a reason to feel good, you choose to focus on what's already good in your life. You start your day by intentionally choosing to appreciate what you have, to acknowledge the things you're grateful for, and to focus on what's positive. In this state of mind, happiness isn't waiting for a future event or a specific outcome. You're creating it through the act of choosing to be happy with what you already have. Of course, life isn't perfect. There are moments of disappointment, setbacks, challenges, and even pain. But if you're waiting for everything to go perfectly to allow yourself to feel happy, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Life doesn't guarantee smooth sailing. It's filled with ups and downs, good days and bad. Choosing happiness in the face of difficulties doesn't mean ignoring your problems or pretending challenges don't exist. Rather, it's about deciding that no matter what challenges come your way, you won't allow them to control your inner state. You can acknowledge the difficulties while still deciding to focus on the positives and maintain your emotional resilience. Choosing happiness is really about taking control of your mindset. When you make the decision to be happy, regardless of your circumstances, you're no longer letting your environment dictate your mood or your outlook on life. Think about it, if every time something goes wrong, you let it derail your happiness, then you're at the mercy of things outside your control. But when you say, I am going to find happiness, regardless of what happens today, you take back your power. You become the one in charge, not your circumstances. It's easy to tell yourself that you'll be happy once you have more money, a better job, or a relationship. But that's a slippery slope, because even when you do achieve those things, there will always be something else you think you need in order to be really happy. You might get the new job, but then tell yourself you'll be happy once you get a promotion. Or you might find the relationship only to start looking for other things that you think will finally complete your happiness. And so the cycle goes on, and true happiness stays out of reach. When you make happiness a choice, though, you're saying, I don't need to wait for things to be different. I don't need a reason to be happy. I am happy because I choose to be. Now, let's be clear, this isn't about pretending to be happy all the time. It's natural to feel sadness, frustration, or anger when things go wrong. But choosing happiness means that you won't let those emotions define your day or your life. It's about letting the natural range of human emotions flow through you without allowing them to become the foundation of how you feel long term. It's being able to say, yes, I had a tough day, but that doesn't take away my happiness. I choose to find joy in the small things, to be grateful, and to focus on the positives. This is a powerful mindset shift because it allows you to experience emotions fully while always returning to a place of contentment. So when you start treating happiness as a choice, you begin to cultivate a mindset that doesn't wait for perfect conditions to feel fulfilled. You start to look at life differently, appreciating what's already good rather than what's missing. You start realizing that happiness doesn't come from anything external, it comes from your own decision to find contentment in this moment, in this day. And each time you choose happiness, you're not only uplifting your own state, but also creating a ripple effect on those around you. Happiness is contagious, and by choosing it, you're helping to inspire others to do the same. Choosing happiness is empowering because it means you're not waiting for life to hand you something good, you're creating that goodness right now by choice. So when life throws a challenge at you, a setback, or even something that feels like a complete failure, how do you respond? Do you let it get you down, ruin your day, or throw you off your path? Or do you see it for what it is, a temporary obstacle, a chance to grow, a new lesson? This choice, this response is where your real power lies. You see, life is constantly in motion, full of things you can't control, but what you can control is how you respond to them. That is your choice, and that choice in turn is the quality of your life. Imagine this: two people face the exact same situation, a job loss, a breakup, or a business that's struggling. One person responds by getting discouraged, feeling like a failure, wondering why life is so unfair. As they sink into that feeling, letting it define their mood, their confidence, and ultimately their future actions. The other person, though, chooses to see this same situation as an opportunity. They decide, okay, this is tough, but what can I learn from this? How can I use this to make myself stronger? What new path can this open up for me? That second person doesn't deny the difficulty, but they don't let it dictate their future. Instead, they choose their response, and that choice gives them the power to move forward, to grow, to become even stronger. This is what I'm talking about when I say that your response to life's events shapes who you are. It's not the events themselves, because events are neutral, they just are what they are. It's your reaction to them that brings them meaning, that defines them as positive or negative, as empowering or defeating. Every time something happens to you, big or small, you have a decision to make. Will you let this event control you, or will you choose to control your response to it? Now let's get clear, this isn't always easy. We're human, and sometimes things hit us hard. It's normal to feel disappointed, frustrated, even angry when something doesn't go the way we planned. But the key is to recognize that those feelings are temporary, they're just emotions passing through. You don't have to let them dictate your day, your week, or your life. Instead, you can acknowledge those feelings, let them flow through you, and then choose how you're going to move forward. You have the power to decide that no matter what's happening around you, you're going to stay focused on what you can control, on the actions you can take, and on the attitude you're going to maintain. Think about the people who inspire you most. They aren't the ones who had it easy. who never faced adversity. They're the ones who went through the fire, who faced incredible odds but didn't let those challenges define them. They are the people who use those difficult moments to fuel their growth, to build their resilience, and to inspire others. They chose how to respond, and in doing so, they shaped their lives. It all comes down to training yourself to take a step back in difficult moments and ask, how am I going to respond? Instead of reacting on impulse or emotion, give yourself that pause, that moment to breathe. It's in that space you get to choose. And in that choice, you're taking back control. You're saying, this situation doesn't own me. I decide how I'm going to feel, how I'm going to act, and where I'm going to go from here. It's in those moments that you find your true strength. Now, does this mean you should ignore problems or pretend they don't exist? Absolutely not. But it means you're choosing to face those problems with a mindset that says, I'm not going to let this break me. I'm going to figure out what I can do, I'm going to find the lesson here, and I'm going to keep moving forward. Every time you do this, every time you choose a constructive response, you're building a habit of resilience. You're training yourself to stay strong no matter what life throws your way. Your response is your power. It's the key to creating a life that's not at the mercy of circumstances, not determined by what's happening around you, but instead shaped by your own choices and actions. This is where your freedom lies. Because no matter what, you always have that choice. And when you realize that, really internalize it. You're no longer a victim of circumstance. You're the creator of your life, actively choosing each day how you're going to show up no matter what. When life gets tough, when things don't go as planned, or when unexpected challenges come your way, where is your focus? Most people in these moments turn their attention to what's going wrong. They get caught up in the frustration, the setbacks, and the obstacles. They dwell on what they don't have, what's missing, what's hard, or what they think is holding them back. But here's the thing, what you focus on, you feel. If you focus on what's negative, that's what will fill your mind and heart. If you zero in on what's not working, that's the lens through which you'll see everything else in your life. But what if instead of focusing on the challenges, you chose to focus on the positives? What if you chose to focus on what you can control, what's going right, and what you do have? When you shift your focus, everything changes. It's like training a muscle. Every time you face a situation, good or bad, you have a choice. Will you focus on the problems or the possibilities? This choice shapes not only how you feel in that moment, but also the actions you take and the direction you move in. Focusing on the positive doesn't mean denying reality or ignoring the challenges. It means choosing to give your energy to what empowers you rather than what drains you. It's about being solution-oriented rather than problem-oriented. Think about this, there are people in this world who have so little, yet they find happiness, gratitude, and peace. They don't focus on what's lacking. Instead, they focus on what they do have, however small. That focus on abundance, on what's available to them, creates a mindset that's rich in positivity. On the other hand, you can have all the success, wealth, or status in the world, but if you're constantly focusing on what's missing, you'll never feel fulfilled. You'll always be searching, always feeling like you're lacking. It's not about how much you have or don't have, it's about where you place your attention. So when life throws a challenge your way, ask yourself, where is my focus right now? Are you focusing on the setback, the failure, or the obstacle? Or are you looking for what's working, what's possible, and where you can go from here? This is where your power lies in directing your focus to what serves you. Because here's the truth, every situation, no matter how difficult, has something positive within it if you're willing to look. It might be a lesson, a new direction, a moment of personal growth, or even a chance to prove to yourself how strong you really are. But if you're too busy focusing on the negatives, you'll miss these gifts entirely. Now, training your mind to focus on the positives doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice, a daily habit. Every day you can start by setting your intentions. Start your day with gratitude, focusing on what's good in your life, what you're grateful for, and what's working. It doesn't matter how small these things are, what matters is the practice. Because when you begin your day in that state of appreciation, you set the tone for your entire day. You train your brain to look for more positives, to find opportunities rather than obstacles, and to approach challenges with resilience. Even in moments when things feel overwhelming, this habit of focusing on the positive can be a lifeline. Let's say you're dealing with a major setback. Maybe you didn't get the promotion you wanted, or a project you've poured your heart into isn't coming together as planned. Instead of letting that disappointment consume you, shift your focus. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this? How has this made me stronger? What can I do differently moving forward? When you do this, you're not just thinking positively, you're taking control of your life. You're deciding that no matter what, you'll find something valuable in the experience. That's where real growth happens. And remember, this focus isn't just about the big things. It's about finding positivity in the small everyday moments as well. Too often, we overlook the simple joyous moments of laughter, a good meal, time with friends or family, even a moment of peace to ourselves. These moments are the building blocks of a fulfilled life. By focusing on these small positives, you build a mindset that finds joy even in ordinary moments. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. You'll start to see positives everywhere, even in places you'd never expect. This isn't just about positive thinking in a superficial way. It's about actively choosing to direct your attention to what empowers you, strengthens you, and uplifts you. It's about finding light even in darkness, solutions even in challenges, and possibilities even when things seem impossible. This focus shapes your mindset, your actions, and ultimately your life. It's a choice you make every day, every hour, in every situation. And when you commit to it, you take control of your own happiness and fulfillment.